Hey kids, good morning. How are you all? Hope you all are safe and good. Now it's time to move on to English. The topic for our next session will be Sir Isaac Newton, the ingenious scientist. Read with me. On Christmas Day in the year 1642, Isaac Newton was born at a small village of Ulthorpe in England. Little did his mother think, when she beheld her newborn babe, that he was destined to explain many matters which had been a mystery ever since the creation of the world. Isaac's father being dead, Mr. Newton was married again to a clergyman and went to reside at North Witham. Her son was left to care of his good old grandmother, who was very kind to him and sent him to school. In his early years, Isaac was chiefly remarkable for his ingenuity in all mechanical occupations. He had a set of little tools and saws of various sizes manufactured by himself. With the aid of these, Isaac contrived to make many curious articles, at which he worked with so much skill that he seemed to have been born with a saw or chisel in his hands. The neighbors looked with vast admiration at the things which Isaac manufactured, and his old grandmother, I suppose, was never weary of talking about him. "He'll make a capital workman one of these days," she would probably say. "No fear but what Isaac will do well in the world and be a rich man before he dies." Some of his friends, no doubt, advised Isaac's grandmother to apprentice him to a clockmaker, for besides his mechanical skill, the boy seemed to have a taste for mathematics, which would be very useful to him in that profession. Then, in due time, Isaac would set up for himself and would manufacture curious clocks like those that contain a set of dancing figures which issue from the dial plate when the hour is struck, or like those where a ship sails across the face of the clock and is seen tossing up and down on the waves as often as the pendulum vibrates. Indeed, there were some ground for supposing that Isaac would devote himself to the manufacture of clocks, since he had already made of a kind which nobody had ever heard of. It was set going, not by wheels and weights like other clocks, but by the dropping of water. This was an object of great wonderment to all the people in the neighborhood, and it must be confessed that there are few boys or men either who could contrive to tell what a clock it is by means of a bowl of water. Besides the water clock, Isaac made a sundial. Thus, his grandmother was never at the loss to know the hour, for the water clock would tell it in the shade and the dial in the sunshine. The sundial is said to be still in existence on the corner of the house where Isaac dwelt. Isaac possessed a wonderful faculty of acquiring knowledge by the simplest means. For instance, what method do you suppose he took to find out the strength of the wind? He jumped against the wind, and by the length of his jump, he could calculate the force of a gentle breeze, a brisk gale, or a tempest. Thus, even in his boyish sports, he was continually searching out the secrets of philosophy. Not far from his grandmother's residence, there was a windmill which operated on a new plan. Isaac was in the habit of going there frequently and would spend hours in examining its various parts. While the windmill was at rest, he pried into its internal machinery. When its broad sails were set in motion by the wind, he watched the process by which the windstones were made to revolve and crushed the grain that was put into the hopper. After gaining a thorough knowledge of its construction, he was observed to be unusually busy with his tools. It was not long before his grandmother and all the neighborhood know what Isaac had been about. He had constructed a model of the windmill, though not so large, I suppose, as one of the box traps which boys set to catch squirrels. Yet every part of the mill and its machineries were complete. Its little sails were neatly made of linen and whirled round very swiftly when the mill was placed in a draught of air. Even a puff of wind from Isaac's mouth or from a pair of bellows was sufficient to set the sails in motion. And what was most curious, if a handful of grains of wheat were put into the little hopper, they would soon be converted into snow white flour. Now let's move on to the explanation part. So Isaac Newton was born in 1642 in a small village in England. So when he was a little boy, his mother didn't even think that he is going to explain the mysteries which was been since the creation of the world. When Isaac's father was dead, his mother married again to a clergyman, and she went to reside in North with them. So this man was left to his grandmother. She was a very kind lady, and she sent him to school for his educational purpose. So in his early years, he was very much creative, and he had made even a set of tools with various sizes of saw. Saw means which is on the topmost corner of the picture. He manufactured it by himself, and with the help of these things he made many curious articles, and he worked with very much skill that he seemed to be born with a saw or chisel in his hands. Seeing this, even the neighbors admire, but his grandmother, she was very proud of him, and she knows definitely she is going to be a capital workman one of these days, and she had no fear about his future. She definitely knows that he is going to be a rich man before he dies. And some of his friends advised Isaac's grandmother to make him apprentice a clockmaker. Apprentice means where they can work and develop their skills, and they also know, so besides this mechanical skill, this boy also have a taste for mathematics, and that is definitely going to be very helpful for him in his profession. And in meantime, he started manufacturing various clocks. He manufactured a clock which contained a set of dancing dolls which comes out from the dial plate when the heart is struck, or even when a ship sails across the face of the clock. It seems tossing up and down. It means it will go up and come down on the waves as the pendulum vibrates. There should be something underneath definitely for this man to devote himself for this. And he also manufactured a clock which no one has heard before. It is not going to be operated by wheels or weight like other clocks, but by just the droppings of water. This was a great wonder, right? And even some of the men or boys confessed that what a clock it is, just by the droppings of water. You can see the image on this slide, which is actually the water clock made by him. So apart from this water clock, he also made a sundial, so that his grandmother was never at the loss of the know of hour. So because the water clock will tell her the time in the shade and the dial in the sunshine. Even this dial is said to be still in existence. It means still it works, and it is kept at the corner of the house where Isaac dwelt. Dwelt means where he lived. And then he has a wonderful faculty of acquiring knowledge by simplest means. For example, if suppose we have to check out the strength of the wind, we will check out some source, right? But what this man did is, he jumped against the wind. jumped against the wind, and by the length of his jump, he would calculate whether it is a gentle breeze, a brisk gale, or a tempest. Thus, even with a simple sport like this, he was continuously searching out for the secrets of philosophy. Near his grandmother's house, there was a windmill which operated on a new plan. So this man, he has a habit of visiting the windmill frequently, and he would spend hours there examining its various parts. And when the mill is at rest, he went into the internal machinery and he checked how it worked. And when the broad sails were set into motion, he watched how it revolves and crushed the grain, which was put into the hopper. And after gaining thorough knowledge in it, he constructed his own windmill. He was very busy with his tools. Everyone now, his grandmother and his neighbor, know what he was doing. And he constructed the model of the windmill, which was not very large but at the size of the squirrel trap which the boys used to catch squirrel. But each and every part of the mill and its machinery was complete. Its sails were neatly made, and it even whirled very swiftly when it placed in the air. Just even a puff of wind from Isaac's mouth was more than enough to set the sail in motion. And what is the most curious thing in this is, when a handful of grains was put into the hopper, it will be soon converted into a snow white floor. Let's check out the glossaries of the session. Ingenuity, the ability to invent things. Contrived, created. Apprentice, works for someone to learn skills. Acquiring, getting knowledge or skill. Pride, investigated. Hopper, funnel shaped bin for feeding grains into the mills. Fill in these blanks. All the answers will be from the lesson which I taught you now. Check out carefully, fill in these blanks, and write the glossaries once and submit the assignment to me before 6 p.m. in the evening. I will meet you in the next session. Thank you. Bye.